I'm back. I hope.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. We're really having a technical difficulty, but
Hey, there we go.
we're good to go. So here we go. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Jadine. Good to see everybody. Thanks for
Hello.
being, and thanks attendees for just logging on again. We're here, we're ready to roll. So thank you all for taking time out of your Tuesday night, and I promise it's gonna be worth your time. So here we go. Ariel, I know it kicked you out, dude. It kicked us all out. So make sure that all of you are familiar with your meeting controls before we get rolling. So if you look up at your top under the meeting, make sure you say always show meeting controls. So click down on window, and that'll make sure that even if you go to the big view, you'll still be able to see the meeting controls. And that's what's really going to make this an amazing experience, is you guys interacting with us, going back and forth with chats and with Q&As. So I'll be managing the chat room. So just be really confident that if you put something in there, I'll make sure it gets to Stephanie, and I make sure that I'll ask her straight out. But let me know if you don't want me to use your name. If you don't want me to use your name, no problem. I'll just keep it completely anonymous. And just so you know, all of the polls are completely anonymous. So feel free to really, get vulnerable, tell the truth, and we'll speak to the polls, but not specifically to each one of you. So thank you for being here. Again, my name is Vanessa Hedinger, and I'm so excited to be your host today. I'm the General Manager and Master Instructor for Quantum Speed High Performance Skating Systems. And what that is, guys, is a hockey development system that Stephanie and I actually started almost 20 years ago. I know, I don't look it, but anyway, it's a hockey development system, and we're here with our partner, Jadine Ferreira. And Jadine Ferreira runs Skating Success, which is also a skating development system. And if you'll, go with me for a minute on this one, Stephanie is the connector of all of those things. She understands process and system and growth and development, and has replicated the same systems and ideas with Quantum Speed as with Skating Success. So Jadine is a world-class choreographer. She is a social media guru and queen. She is the owner-founder of Rise and Shine every 8 a.m. at Facebook, and also part of the Coaches Circle. So she manages or administrates the Coaches Circle on Facebook, which is a huge support for coaches, figure skating coaches. And her and I trade ideas and knowledge and friendship on the daily. So thank you for being here, Jadine. And with no further ado, Stephanie Hanlon. So Stephanie Hanlon is, like I said, my partner, business partner in Quantum Speed, but she's got quite the list of accomplishments. So she's an innovator. She's a trailblazer. She's somebody that has not only worked in the NHL as the first female skating coach in the NHL and strength and conditioning coach. She was also part of 2 Olympic Games, and is a part of the IM School of Skating out in Montreal with Mary-France and Patrice. And I think they're on here today too. And hi guys, love you, miss you. So for over 30 years, Stephanie has dedicated herself to the growth and leadership of high-end businesses, 2 retail stores, ProSkate, 2 elite on-ice skating development systems, Quantum Speed and Skating Success. She's a performance coach, an inspirational speaker, a facilitator with a varied and vast scope of experience and expertise. She coaches an international community of elite athletes and entrepreneurs committed to elevated performance. It continues. In 1991, she broke a barrier as the NHL's first paid female skating coach. She is a 2-time Olympic coach, 2006 Olympics in Torino and 2018 in Pyeongchang, and is preparing athletes for the 2022 Olympics in Beijing, China, with the IM Ice Academy of Montreal. She breaks trails, then she creates paths for people to expand their personal and professional skills for contribution in life and business through their very intentional and mindful process of leading others to perform and live their highest values from the inside out. So Stephanie, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with us this very most important topic of managing adversity and navigating chaos. Now, this is not a new topic. It's something that you've been talking about for years. And as long as I've known you, this has been a conversation that you and I have been having. And thank you for that, because I had like a couple adversities lately, like no big deal. And I'm navigating them. It's all good. So I appreciate your leadership in my life. And I'm really looking forward to what you can share with all of these amazing young athletes and young people, as well as their parents, on their own champions journey. So thank you, Stephanie. To you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Jadine. Welcome, everybody. It's amazing to be here and to be able to use technology to communicate, especially during this time of a little bit of isolation, and the ability to connect and see each other's faces and get a sense of where we're at. Oh, just let me turn my little thing. Everybody see that behind me? Can you read that? It's your champion's journey. It is. So navigating chaos, managing chaos, navigating adversity, embracing it, bringing it in. That is a conversation that I'm built for. It's everything that I've done in my entire career is because none of this has been easy. None of this has been easy, but it's been amazing. And every time I embrace or bring in an adversity or learn to navigate chaos, meaning maybe an NHL dressing room with a bunch of guys that didn't want me there, there's a little bit of chaos that can happen. So learning to navigate that has actually helped me define and identify my own values and who I am and what I stand for. And then from that place, I'm committed to coaching that, to leading that, and to just living that in my life. So it's an opportunity right now during this time of adversity and a little bit of chaos, if you can agree, that we can have this conversation and get grounded in what we're about to talk about.
Great. So will you help us set an intention, please, Stephanie?
Absolutely. Well, any of you who are on this call that know me is that we don't start any meeting or any conversation without setting intention. It can be out loud, it can be personal, it can be shared amongst whoever you're sitting watching this webinar with. So set your own intention. I invite you to grab a glass of water, grab a pen, a paper, a pencil, pen to paper. Really connect paper today. If you want to use your device, that's fine, but do something different. It's been a long time since I wrote my goals on a piece of paper. So I've been doing that recently, and it's really made a difference just in getting myself grounded. So I'd like you to set an intention for what you want to get out of this webinar. For us, for me, it's a contribution. It's a way for me to connect and to give my gift and to share with the people that of like mind that I care about, that maybe, just maybe, a possibility that something that happens today might help you navigate some of your adversity and harness some of what's available to us right now in times of strife. So take a second, take a breath, bring yourself to this present moment. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. Allow yourself to check in on your environment. There's been a lot of stuff and drama going on recently. Take a look at, what's on your right and what's on your left. Maybe check in on how you're feeling. And set an intention for the outcome of this call for you. A question answered, maybe. Feeling heard. Feeling not so lonely or scared, knowing that you are part of an amazing high performance community internationally by the looks of it. So write it down and give yourself a moment. Big breath in, exhale. And remember, we have to breathe through times of adversity for sure. If we don't breathe, all the CO2 gets caught up in our lungs, can't breathe. And then sometimes this excess adrenaline gets stuck. And then it leaves something behind in our bodies called cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And that's not good for us athletes and competitive people. Okay, you have your intention? Cool. All right. Vanessa, I think we're good to go.
Right. I heard a rumor you might have one more thing to read.
I do. I have a poem. For those of you who know me, I do love my giant glasses. It's a poem. It's funny. I also believe in, things happening for a reason at the exact right time. This morning I woke up, Tuesday, March 24th, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I get an email from my coach. And he says to me, and it's a poem by Albert Camus. So I'm going to read it to you. Okay, and if you want a copy of it, we'll for sure get it to you. If you want a copy of this, put your name in the little chat box and with your email or something, and we'll get it to you. So if I get a little bit clamped, I do tend to emote.
If you cry, I'll put on a poll. It'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. All right. My dear, in the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. And I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there is something stronger, something better, something bigger, pushing right back. Albert Camus. So thank you to my coach, Blaine, for that this morning. It's what I needed to get myself grounded for today. I'm happy to share it with you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I didn't cry, Vanessa.
There's a first time for everything. Okay, you guys are involved in this next part. So if you missed the very beginning, I mentioned that all the polls are anonymous. So when we ask you these questions, don't worry, we're not going to see who's answering what. We're just going to see a percentage. But the question is, what is your area of performance excellence? So are you a coach? Are you a parent? Are you a hockey athlete, a figure skating athlete, a ringette athlete? Which area do you fall into? Because all of those involve performance excellence. So Stephanie, we're seeing a lot of coaches and a lot of figure skating athletes and an even number of parents, hockey athletes, and ringette athletes. So very cool, very cool.
Very cool.
I'll share the results if you like.
No, that's great. Well, oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Yay, figure skating athletes. Woo!
Athletes in general.
Well, performance excellence truly is the journey that we've been on, Vanessa, Mary-France, Patrice, Ben and Jadine. We've been on a journey since at least 2001 when this started with a conversation. And really what coaching is and what this environment and this circle is that we've created is a conversation. It's a conversation that you can be safe, you can be fully expressed, you get to figure out who you are in the face of adversity. And that's what this is. So thank you for sharing who you are in this, and just know that we honor that, and we want to be a resource, and we want to be a source for you in this next journey that we're on together.
Absolutely. And can't we just say that we're talking to you as athletes, but these skills that you learn are unbelievable when navigating life, just life, you know, and the things that you get to learn as an athlete that are through a sport that you love and competition that you love is going to give you an upper hand when it comes to navigating real life situations.
It's true. And you know, what I always say is that life is a team sport. You know, it really is. And if you don't see life as a team sport yet, wait 5 minutes. You will.
Wait 5 minutes.
Well, you know, hockey is obviously a team sport. Ringette is obviously a team sport. You know, but figure skating, for example, it's not obvious because many times you're out there by yourself, one-on-one with your coach, one-on-one with, you know, the people that are out there judging you, maybe an ice dance team, a pair team. But what's the issue that I'm seeing right now is that we're not inviting the conversation to expand into who's on your team. And if you're going to enter the arena of adversity, for example, which we are right now in life, but it's no different than a competition or a tournament or a road trip or a national title or an Olympic Games, there's always something that's going to happen. Something big is going to happen on the way to the Olympic Games. If it doesn't happen on the way to the national title or to the Stanley Cup, it might just happen there.
That's right. So let's talk about that. What is adversity? That's a big word.
Yeah, write it down. Adversity. You know, it's something that is, for me, is a gift. Is that I know when I'm about to go to another level in business or in my own personal development, that sometimes it's adversity or something that happens that makes me cry or just knocks me to my knees. Something bad,